Hey y'all, it's Thursday and it's Molly, your girl, here with Carrie, owner of Beauty and Grace. And we're so excited to be here tonight together. We've known each other for like 30 plus years.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
So
wild.
coming from a small town and then having businesses still not too far from that same small town, and having had you as a friend in school and then a client, and now, oh, I'm going to be your client. Like when you came in the store and I
Uh-huh.
saw you and I was like, oh my God, you look amazing. You have such a insane transformation. And we're just both going through these, you
Okay.
know, post 40 stuff and all the
Yes,
things.
girl.
And I just was really excited because I wanted the ability to be able to start highlighting
Mm-hmm.
women in business,
Mm-hmm.
powerful females who are amazing. Like, I wanted to really use my platform to showcase women who are trying to have their own business, run their own business, but maybe stop their day to day and go full throttle, full time doing things that they love. So, you guys, here we are with Carrie. I'm going to let her take the floor for a second and just really talk to you about beauty and grace and what it's all about. Like, what are you out here doing to empower women?
All right. So a lot of body contouring places, you go in and they, do a little cavitation, a little radio frequency on areas that you want to get rid of, some stubborn areas. And the difference between their place and my place is I want to empower women. I want, when they come in, I want them to be able to relax. I want them to be able to talk to me. I want to talk about, whatever they want to talk about. You know, um, I got into this business when I got sick back in 2019. I came down with cancer, ovarian cancer, stage 3. And I didn't know how I was going to look. I didn't know. I just felt bad all around. And so when I got through that process, I met a friend named Renee, which is Renee Dries, which you know. She owns Our Face Med Spa. And we started talking, and I've always been a nurturer. You know that. I've always been a nurturer.
Yeah.
And she's like, how would you like to do some body contouring and get into all this? And I was like, I would love that. And so I started renting out a place got a place here from her. And so people come and see me, and, I try to make them feel good and comfortable and relaxed, and help them lose the inches that they need to lose. So,
So, the one thing that you just said, which is why we have synergy and we're in alignment, is that you're a nurturer and you want to empower women. And that is what these conversations that I'm trying to have are all about, is how do we come together in different places, in different spaces, but with the same ideology of what we want to do in order to help and empower women. And one of the things that I hear on the daily at Livy Ray when they are in the dressing room is, I'm fat, old, ugly, or I used to be. Okay.
right. Mm-hmm.
And I've been that girl. I was that girl
Yeah.
for a long time with emotional eating. And because over the last 2 years, I've managed to conquer that some and change my diet, started exercising and utilizing some probiotics and products with my Plexus company. But when we are approaching 50,
Yep.
there's
It's a lot
still
harder.
there's still some things that may or may not get an eviction notice.
Right.
Try as you may, neglect it. Don't do nothing with it. And I'm sore as I can be right now. The fact that I'm usually very demonstrative with my hands, but having been at the gym a couple times this week, I'm not like woo because my arms are so sore. But
Mm-hmm.
I too, know that there's certain things that I might like to do. So I was thinking of, what are some of those things? Everybody says, oh, girl, you need to work out. You need to put the fork down and all that kind of stuff. Well, you can do all that, but
Yeah.
there still might be areas. And I'm going to give you an example. I have a very broad back, right? And I have a little bit of fatty pocket right here. I'm not going to go crush a bunch of weights trying to bulk up or mass and muscle because my back is already broad. So I'm not trying to have like, I always wanted those great shoulders, but I'm too broad backed, like irrespective of how much fat is on there or not. And that's one of the areas at
Exactly.
Livy Ray that women talk about all the time: loose
Mm,
skin, back fat. A lot of times they say back fat, but they're this big. I'm like, girl, it's just your bra sinking in. But one of
exactly.
the areas I think for women, and maybe you can confirm this, that is sometimes a little bit more difficult than others to shed some of that is in this particular area, especially if we're not working out. I always say, unless you're a pole dancer, or you're doing that silhouette challenge that came out a couple years ago where you're holding the door frame and you're like rotating this part of your body.
Yes, girl. Yes.
I mean, at one point I did have a pole studio. We did exercise there and Zumba, but talk to me a little bit about some of the areas that you concentrate a lot on with women and what you find is the most common issue that women are having, or what your process is in terms of how to deal with that if someone elects to do something like this.
Right. So, number one, I say you've got to do your part. You've got to work out. You've got to drink your water, you know. But a lot of it, I'm having issues with, the people that are coming in that have issues is really right under here, right under your arm where your armpit is, that stubborn fat right here. Um, and then like your thighs, you know, and your back fat.
So let
So
me
those are the most, and double chin, double chin.
this.
Yes. So radio frequency, it heats up and it has a red light. So it takes a couple of times, but I mean, it goes away, you know. Um,
So other than just it heating up and maybe dissolving fat, I don't really know the process of exactly what it is because I've never had a service there, but I would love to. I mean, I'd love to come try it out only because I feel like I'm in a space where I could use a couple things if I wanted to and
well, it
combo.
tightens. It tightens is what it does. The radio
Exactly.
frequency tightens. It takes that collagen and pulls it to the skin and tightens it. So that's
Well,
what that does.
I think it's great. I mean, 50 pounds ago, I think we had this conversation, and which is how it started.
Yeah.
I thought my thighs were awful because they were rubbing together and
Mm.
I didn't like the hair bumps that come in
Yeah.
because I'm a hairy girl. I mean, y'all see it and it's dark. Um
It's beautiful
and
though. Your hair is beautiful.
but when you have darker hair on your legs and it's thicker, I thought, this is always a problem. It'd be better if I just lost the weight and then my thighs wouldn't come together.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I love myself, but I sure like my thighs 50 pounds ago because the skin was firmer and I didn't have like the 3 layer of like they. I mean, it could be fun for whatever. Somebody, hey girl, get in there,
Exactly.
on my thigh skin. But the thing is that is what I wanted to uncover. Like, how does it work? What is the process? And
Well, it's different for different areas. So if you're doing the face, it's going to take probably about 2 or 3 times a week for a
before
couple
you see
before
results.
you see result. Exactly. It'll take about 6 weeks before you see the results. And then if you're doing your tummy, what that does is it bursts open the fat. The cavitation does. Then you're going to do the radio frequency, which liquefies it. And then you take a little vacuum and you vacuum it down to your growing area. And within 72 hours, as you're drinking water and stuff or sweating, it drains all that.
So it's a fat flushing system if you do your part.
Yes. Yes. But you got to do your part. And that's the main key. If you want to really do it, you got to do your part too. You got to help me help you. But it's all non-invasive. It's all natural. It's not going to hurt you. It just helps you move it along. It helps you get those areas, like I said, that's stubborn. You know, um, I do all kinds of things. Sauna wraps. I do facials. I do lymphatic massages, to drain for drainage and all. Even when people go to plastic surgery, they'll come to me afterwards so that I can take care of them.
I
You
love that. I love that a lot. And I'm going to tell you why, because a lot of times I meet women in the shop and they're not sure if they have some tenderness up in their armpits and in this area. And a lot of times, if they've been in the wrong bra, sometimes you can impede the lymphatic drainage if your wire is improperly worn and is pressing into those areas or rising up and into the tissue. And I think that's one of the most critical things we can talk about right now in terms of our business bonding, because I do have my bra shop. And aside from wanting to help women feel better and look better, it is an elected thing that you choose to do, right? But I think right now we live in a world where there's a lot of people that talk a lot of junk if you choose to do it. And then there's people who don't really care. I'm in the middle because I'm like, I love myself.
And
but
you want
if
to feel good,
choose to make a choice for me, not for the world, not for a man, not for anything other than this is what would be ideal for me,
right?
Then I can do that. And I empower women. And, even if they go above and beyond, okay, there's a lot of people that do a lot of things. And the world will say, and I can say this because I'm in the public eye a lot, and they'll say, oh, bless her heart, she's so messed up. I mean, I'll give you an example, Darcy and Stacey, right? But if their ideal image of how they want to see their self is through all the surgeries and the things that they're doing, that's their choice to do it.
Exactly.
And, it could be 50 years from now and they're like, you know what? We're done. Take them out. I mean, my aunt, she's a super conservative Christian, but she had a breast job many moons ago. She was the baby of 6 kids. And everybody was like, oh, I can't believe Janet got implants. Well, who cares? Janet got implants because she was beautifully blonde, and we put this,
she
thing.
She wanted
boobies.
Exactly.
She wanted to balance because girl had a butt. Okay, girlfriend had a butt.
Exactly.
And so she balanced when she did that with her shape, and it was easier for her to shop for clothes. And I mean, I'm down for whatever people want to do. I'm like I said in the beginning, I'm transparent. I have had some elective surgeries in the past. Recently, because I lost weight, everybody's like, oh my God, you had a tummy tuck, your belly button's the look of a tummy tuck. And I'm like, I did have a tummy tuck in 2007. It was 8 years after my first child, and I had stretch marks that were so wide that my skin would almost crack. And even though I had lost a ton of weight and I was very small, I had the skin fold, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it would hang over my jeans.
People don't know that. People don't.
Yeah. So I did.
Understand that.
And then 3 years later, girl, I got pregnant with my youngest daughter. And boom, my stomach was so tight, it barely stretched out. But it's 2023.
It is.
And I did not have a tummy tuck in the last 2 years. I don't have time for that. I would love to have a breast reduction for the simple fact that, I have lost all this weight, but my breasts haven't gotten smaller.
We've always said that. Even back in high school, we said we wanted to go get a breast reduction. Remember?
Yeah, because we've had boobies since the 3rd grade. And people are like, oh my God, you didn't lose all that weight natural, or you would have lost your breasts. Well, I'm here to tell you, after being in the breast business for over 20 years, not every woman who loses weight and tons of weight loses bust volume. You might change the shape, but that doesn't mean your breasts are going to get smaller. So I say all that to say, if you want to get a surgery or you want to get some cavitation at Beauty and Grace, located here in Marietta, Georgia, book your consult. You may go up in there and be like, you know what? I don't want to do it. But the fact that you just said lymphatic massage, I want to do that because when you're going through a detox, like I just did a 3-day cleanse, and you're changing your diet and you're doing stuff, you got to stimulate the motion for you to expel what you're doing anyway. And that's the best way to do it. So it doesn't necessarily have to come from just post surgery.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. So I have it's called wood therapy. It comes from Colombia. When women would get their periods, younger women, they would go around and they would take the wood therapy and do like a lymphatic massage to them and to make sure they stay in shape. It curves their body. You're curving, you're moving all that tissue where you want it to go.
I
So
said when I was there, them women come out the womb in shapewear, girl, because, and I think they're the breast implant capital of the world.
yeah, they are. They are. Exactly. Yeah. So I love it. I really do. And I've had a lot of people say, they love to come and just relax and talk and, they love it and I love it. So I'm here for you.
Well, I partner with all kinds of different women in different areas, and people are always like, you did this over there, or you're going over here. And I'm like, because everybody does something different. And there's
Exactly.
absolutely nothing wrong with promoting and expanding and loving on your friends, your clients, their business.
Hmm.
Whether it was something that I would consider doing or want to do or not is irrelevant if I can highlight what you're doing for my clients. And but at the end of the day, I want a facial. I want to get that wood therapy, girl. I know it's going to feel good. And self-care right now, especially still coming out of a couple years of being home, being hermitized, being sick. Like
Yes.
oftentimes we still hold on and store, which is why I did plexus in our gut health. So having that coupled with what you're doing, coupled with maybe another person who I do business with, I
Hmm.
love going to see Michelle at the Contour Club in Alpharetta, which is different than what you do. She has different machines, still
Yes.
self-care, but
Yep.
she has a salt bed.
Right.
I love laying in that thing because when I go to the beach and my skin is in that salty water and salty air, I
It's
feel
so good.
revived.
It's so good for your skin.
And I think that it's so great to have you right in the backyard. And I fully encourage people to just take the step. I know a lot of times women are really comfortable in telling me areas they want to work on at Livy Ray because when the clothes come off, the secrets spill out. And like I
Exactly.
said earlier, the first thing they say is, oh, I'm fat or I'm old or I used to be. And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
let's
but I
start.
don't want them to feel like that. I want
No,
them to feel good. God made us and God wants us to feel good about ourselves. And that was one of the things why I started this because I wanted to tell about him. I wanted women to feel good. I wanted them to go out and feel amazing, and be like, hey, this girl at, Carrie at Beauty and Grace, she is wonderful. Like she lifted me up. She
yeah.
gave me enjoyment. I was relaxed. I felt, you know, comfortable. That's how I want them to feel.
Well, you just said it. And that again goes to show how in sync we are because our slogan is let us lift you up.
Yes.
And the bra is just the catalyst to get them there. And just in the name,
Yeah.
your name is Beauty and Grace. And I
Yes.
say
The
all the
wellness
time,
meets beauty. The
yeah.
wellness meets beauty. So
I
it's all
always
there.
say it. Praise God for grace and mercy.
That's right.
And it's only by the grace of God,
It
that
is.
that I'm still here and doing the thing that I love because these are our God given talents and this is our ministry. So I'm
Exactly.
grateful for you. I'm glad that, we still know each other and we still see
Yeah.
each other and that we're
Yeah.
clients and now we can partner with services that help women live better when they live wholly and they are loving on themselves in the most
Exactly.
optimal way. So, are you doing any specials for the holiday and how can women find you and what are your
I
hours?
am. I am. You can look me up on Beauty and Grace. You can also, what is that other? I had written it down. Hold on.
Girl, that's because we are where we are, and we're good at our
I'm all
service,
over
but
the
sometimes
board.
the tech stuff, trust me.
So I'm doing a holiday special until the end of January. So
Hmm.
every service of mine is $100, every single one of them. And then if you get the packages, which is 6, 8, or 12, if you get those packages, then you get an extra service with it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if they come and they refer a friend, you're also the person that refers that friend. They will also get a service if they want to and just do half off. I'll give them half off for referring that person.
Okay. Well, that's amazing. I mean, because where two or more are gathered, girl. So grab
That's right.
your best
Exactly.
friend, your
Yeah.
bestie, and go get it in. Um, how do people go about booking, or when they come to see you with problem areas? You do virtual consultations or in person, or how do you go about
I
determining
do
what
both.
service?
I do
Okay.
both. Yeah, I do both. You can go on beauty dot grace and the website, and you can go on there. You can look and you can go ahead and book it, and it'll come to me. I'll be able to see it, and you'll come in and I'll do a consultation with you and we'll get started the same day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to be here with you tonight, and I look forward to coming. Like I said, those areas you just talked about, absolutely. I mean, the thigh, the arm,
Mm-hmm.
this, and sometimes this, even though I've lost weight, I've always had this. My mother has this, and my mother's not a very large lady. What do you feel? How do you feel genetics come into play, or do you know enough about that? I don't know.
It is genetics.
Yeah.
It is genetics. But like I said, you can come see me and I can take that away.
And would you
Yeah.
say, because like I was saying earlier, how many people come and say, "Oh, I don't know where this came from," or "I want to get rid of this," or I lost my thought for a second, but like when people come and they say, like they said to me, "There's no way you did that naturally, or you would have lost weight everywhere." How many people have you seen that really aren't that big of a woman, or their BMI, their fat ratio is really not very much, right? But
Yeah.
maybe their cheeseburger and pizza settled in a spot and it didn't go nowhere else.
Right.
How many times do you see that when you have somebody? So that's what kind of service you would offer.
I mean, I see a lot of that. I see skinny minis coming in here, and they want me to do something. I see, bigger people that want me to do something. I get all kinds, all kinds.
Well, I tell people, in relation to body and composition and where particular fat cells distribute themselves, hey, those things go rogue. They run wherever they want to. You might have thought they was gonna go south and they went east.
They exactly,
I
exactly.
see
They do.
it because I see women sometimes that have regional body types because I've been all over the world
Hmm.
doing bra fittings, and regional body types exist.
Hmm.
I've seen women who have the tiniest waist and the fullest booties, and they ain't got no boobs.
I know.
And
I
then
know.
I'm like, what happened to me? I got all the boobs in a
I
little butt.
know. Well, and also, I mean, to put it out there, I do boob and well, I do breast and butt enhancements is
Right.
what yeah. But
That's the
usually when they
technical
come in, it's
term.
like 2 to 3. You got to do 2 to 3 times a week for a couple weeks. And then like I said, it brings up that collagen to your skin and that's how it, kind of gets permanent.
So you got
So,
one of those machines that looks like a butt sucker?
yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm about to do a shameless plug, okay? Because this is just what I'm going to do. So you
Okay.
mean to tell me that I can get rid of these shapewear pants that have the hole cut out, and you can do that thing and it'll get up here?
Yes, girl.
Because I hate
Yes.
squats. I hate squatting. My butt is
We're
hard.
too old for squats.
I just don't have much fat on my butt. That's just the thing. I mean, them
I
girls
don't
that got
either.
the poop, it goes, that's
I don't
fat. I don't have that. Mine went everywhere else, but not there.
I get it. I feel you, girl. I feel you.
Well, that'd
But
be
yes.
something I'd be down to do.
Okay.
And
Let me know.
yeah, I think that'd be something I'd like to do and try it just to see. Because, I'm a guinea pig. I'm always
Anyway.
the girl that has tried everything in the store. I try stuff, even when they send me products. And
And I get excited about it too. you know?
well, one of the things that we can do is we can partner up on a deal. If anybody books a service, I'll be more than happy to get them a $25 off, coupon to come, because I feel like once you start with your waist and things like that, if you're doing this fat reduction, waist trainers are awesome. They come in
They
a
are.
variety of styles. You can have super tough compression or you can have lightly mild. But what it does is it really forces you to engage your core. And the
Mhm.
ones that we've had that are rubberized latex with the cotton liners, they make you sweat, but they don't make you feel hot and it doesn't go through to your clothes. But when you heat up that core, that's going to help you. So adding that on top of what you're doing,
That would be
you're
wonderful.
going to see tremendous results. And if you're increasing that water consumption, ladies,
Yes.
it's the key to good skin, hair, life. I know some of y'all hate water. I love water, but
I love water.
most of the world's walking around dehydrated. So that's another part of this. So water
They
is
are.
key to move it out. You got to pee out your toxins, and that's what happens with the fat flush after they use your service. So thank
Exactly.
you so much. Like,
You're
I
so
just
welcome.
really love you. You always come looking so beautiful, and you're
Aw.
such a kind soul. And there's absolutely no reason in the world that if you all are here in Georgia, in the Marietta area, and you want to book a consult, hit Carrie up at Beauty and Grace. Let her know you saw the video and support local small business. Okay.
Yes. And
It's
I'm on
so
Google.
important. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's Beauty in Grace.
Yeah. Beauty
Okay.
and Grace. And they can find me on Google. Yep.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have the happiest of holidays, and I'm going to be going on to figure out, is there a calendar or like a booking scheduler that you have there?
There is like when you go online to book it, it'll have a calendar. It'll show you.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to come and check out your studio, and I just wish you nothing but the most successful season ever. And now's the time, ladies. I know y'all are making decisions about what you're going to do in January, because the number
Mhm.
1 and 2 resolution, I think, I've never Googled this, but I can just about guess, is to lose weight, join the
Yep.
gym, and quit smoking.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. Every
I'm not
year.
going to tell y'all what my resolutions are, because I'm going to just let the Lord know that I got this and he got that. Well,
Mhm.
I posted a meme the other day. It said, I'm ready for the blessings and something package, not the trials and tribulations of 23. But you know what? In the words of Kanye West, that
Facts.
don't kill you can only make you stronger.
That's right. Facts.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, Molly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You guys hit up Beauty and Grace. Thank you so much. And happy holidays to everybody.
Yes. Happy holidays. Thank you, Molly.